Alright, so let's put some more together. I got these on. I got a couple things painted off camera, some of the tubes, and got all this stuff ready. And of course, these are kind of scratched up and they're going to get touched up. So what I'm going to do is after I test everything, and then I'll find out, because they're so hard to work on because they get oily and stuff, and I've had issues with that. Didn't get all the oil off. I sit there and wipe them off, and then they leak while you're trying to paint those things. Are a real pain. So when they're all done and on, see the streaks? I'm going to go ahead and clean all that up after everything's together and just touch them up if they don't leak. So I've got that to do. I've got these tubes to put on, and man, it's all really so tight. So I'll let you guys hang out over here. Well, let's all hang out together and put a few tubes on. Yeah, it's like there's only one way to put this stuff together, and it has to be done in a certain order, and I don't know what that order is. So I'm probably gonna have to put them on and take them back off a couple times before they're on there right. It's like I was putting this one on, and it's got to be tight before. So I'm using it's a 24 or 7/8, or 22 and 7/8. So yeah, and then this one's a 17. But before I took them off, man, it was like, and you got to get them straight before, because this one goes in there. If I don't have the angle right, I'll never get that one on. So it's that sort of thing too. But before when I was taking them off, they were so much paint. Everything's just so coated with paint, you know, just so heavily coated that this one has to be pretty tight before I can even move that one over to where it connects here in the middle. Then I gotta put it through here, through the hole, and then tighten it from this side. But everything had so much paint on it, it just was just so hard to get apart. Every tube, one nut in your way. That one doesn't want to line up, so I might have to kind of pull it over. It's just really tight fitting. Everything's super tight. So I said bending new tube would be near impossible on you. This fits through this little tiny hole right here. Somebody did their bending so perfect that hopefully it doesn't cross thread. Feels like it wants to. Can't tell if it is or not because I'm going through this little hole. Yeah, maybe if I do this, I think I got to do this end first. Everything's got it ordered, you know, so I've got to take this end back off, which I put on here temporarily, and then shove this back through the hole. Just kind of start the threads over there, I think. Just want to get it sealed up for now, because I want the I just don't want water to get in here. It's supposed to rain for the next 5 days after tomorrow, I think. So I gotta shove this one back in. It is so tight. Shove that one back in and then start the threads over here. The thing I was thinking about when I took it apart, I was like, man, this is going to be a real genuine pain in the butt. You guys can kind of see. Let me bring it around so you can see better what I'm doing. So this thing fits inside that hole right here, and it goes inside here, but it's like, I mean, God, how'd they make this, you know? How'd the tubing bending guy like be that accurate? You got to go through that hole at the right angle, and you can't get a wrench in here once you get it on there, so you have to have it tight. I'm gonna have to loosen it and tighten it a couple of times. And then this thing's happening here. It's like getting... So these lines, just putting this thing together is really a pain. And then I've already had the problem where I was thinking about, you know, like, I didn't really want to take them apart all at once because it's kind of hard to know which one goes where. I mean, even though it's almost pretty obvious, then you're kind of like, wait a minute, where is that line? Yeah, let's see, this is not easy. A lot harder than it looks. Hey, can you guys hold that side for a second? It's like I need another hand here, because it has to go through here. And then if it's through here, it won't hook up on the other end. It's too tight. You know, so I've got to hold it like that and start it, so I know my threads are correct. Looks like I'm on the money. A little bit of paint in the threads. I have to pull that one on, take it back off again. Then it won't go in this side unless, can't get too far in there, I gotta get on this side. Anyway, that's the kind of thing it's like. And like if I put this end on, let's look at the other side. So I gotta put this end on. If I get too far ahead there, if I get everything too tight, then I'm not gonna get this one started, and I don't know. Kind of get it at the right angle. I'm gonna have to put it on first and then take it back off, and then leave this part off and then tighten the other side. But I have to tighten up this one first. So you gotta put everything on twice. So I gotta put it all on, start it, put it on the top here. Make sure it's all the way on. Get it to where it's snug, and then put the bottom on, and then take the bottom off, have it at the right angle, and then tighten this one. That's the sort of thing you gotta do. So just tightening, just fixing this little stuff is gonna take a while just to put this together. It took me a few hours just to get these on. Seems such a simple thing, right? Putting lines on, you think that would be easy as pie, right? I gotta get this tight, so I gotta put a wrench on there. So I gotta hold it like that, make sure it's at the perfect angle, and then when it's at the perfect angle, it won't go in the hole down here. Let's see if you can see that. So down here, I have to kind of angle this one in. Yeah. I gotta have this one tight first. Then I can put it in the hole, and I gotta kind of work it in there. And it's so, and look at, they didn't give any room to be able to do that. That's the stuff I was having trouble with taking it apart. So anyway, all right, I'll bring it back in a minute. You kind of get what's going on. All right, so I got all those tight. That worked out. Once I got it tight enough, then it would fall down into place up here. Wow. Well, let's hope I don't take that side back off to tighten up this one, right? So what I did too is I took the T's that are here, I left them on there. I just cleaned them and left one end of the T on, and I took the other end off so that I didn't have to, they were in pretty good shape around that part where, you know, that didn't look like it was going to rust out right there. But there's only a few bad places in them, really. And oh, I was going to show you guys. Look, hang on. This one. So this one here, I painted again off camera. This one, they had a problem with, you can see, and they just put a tube inside a tube. It didn't look like it was that bad on the ends. It looks worse than it is. It really wasn't bad. I think that's my painting. I got a little, like some heavy surface rust and painted over it, but it wasn't pitted really deeply. So this one was replaced, and it goes in the front. It goes up here, across here, up front. So it's one of the cross tubes. You know, you could imagine this is up against the cab, so water's just going to fester its way in there and just really tear that one up. So that's what they had to repair it. They just put a tube in the middle of it. I don't think I'll have any problems with leaking tubes. And if they do leak, usually it's a pinhole and it'll go down really slowly, versus a hose which just blows up. You know, they just blow up. Hoses do. So anyway, let's get back to it. So I got the bottom one on over here. You can't really see it, but there's a bottom one on here that goes on that one. And then when I go to put the top one on, I can't thread it. So I think what I've got to do is take this one back off. This is the sort of thing I was thinking about. See, that was the top one. Okay. It's just really tight fitting. And then can you imagine if I had new lines, bent all this stuff? There's just no way. I don't even know how they did this in the first place. Getting everything to fit really good like that is hard to do. So what I'm going to do is try and take this one out. Let me see if it does it. It'll do it. Same problem. Can't get this one out. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'm going to shove this one through so I know it's not cross-threaded. I'm telling you, this is not easy. Simple thing, seems like, but Volkswagen, like a Volkswagen car, you know, they're just simple but not easy. Alright, let's just tighten this up and then I'll let you know what happened. Yep, it worked. Got this one back in just barely. And it's like I said, if it was a millimeter off on bends, you wouldn't be able to get this thing back together. Take them off, rebend them, fit them again. So it's really tight. I'll show you the other end in just a second. So I get this one tight. I just gotta get this one tight, and then show what's wrong here. So I got this one. And this one, look how tight those are together. So they just barely fit. You can't get a wrench on those. You have to do it from the other side, and then there's a hold down, this bracket right here that goes on the other side there to hold it in place once it's all together. I don't know. I got to put that on. I just want to lose it. Then I think to tighten down, when I get this apart, I have to take that piece off and then take this bracket back off again. and then push the lines back to be able to rebuild this section. Hoping I can do it without having to disassemble everything again. I think I can. It's just crazy. Things really tight tolerances of no wiggle room in this thing. I like American stuff. American stuff just is all about wiggle room, man. German stuff's all about this one fits here, it doesn't fit anywhere else. Seems kind of harder. I think it's easier to make stuff with wiggle room and play around with it a bit, but I don't know why we all get so intrigued with this German stuff. Even the Germans do. Anyway, so those are on. Looks like we'll move on to these tomorrow. And I've got these things here to go on the bottom. And yeah, there's anti-seize, and I opened up the holes for these so that they'll be easier to get off next time. So if I've got to take them off to rebuild them, it won't really be a big deal. And then this here, with those lines on there, it kind of definitely going to need some persuading to get that one in place. But I'll get back to that in a second. It's funny how quiet these are off of video. But on video it's probably really loud. Alright, got these things. Let's see. Yeah, this one goes in the front. For the lights. That's what that's like. Yeah, kind of weird because they got two different angles. Look, how this one goes this way. Isn't that weird? Yeah. A bit of paint in the hole. Tell it to be nice. Okay. Get those started. Tighten them down. Right. There we go. People go, why didn't you buy the Milwaukee one? You got the Harbor Freight. Because the batteries are cheaper. The Milwaukee stuff is better, I mean, no doubt. But this earthquake stuff is pretty good. I've had no problem with earthquake, Bauer, none of that stuff. From just looking at the flow on these, strange enough, the center one is for the outriggers. Why would they do that? It's weird. But the center one's for the outrigger. Let's see. I don't know what the other ones are yet. I got. Yeah. We'll figure out the other ones real quick. I'll tell you. So this one's up and down, and this one's left and right. So left and right, outriggers, up and down. So all I've got to do is trace these wires to that box, and I can figure out which does what. I'll have that figured out pretty easily, because these are still connected. The wires for these are still connected, so we will know that shortly. All right, well, let's put on these. See if we can get these on. These are a bit of a pain. Put the wire through. Put the washers on. And that on over the wire. I hope they're bright enough. I have these on the oval, or on the ragtop car. I think if I'm blinking, they might be pretty bright. Hopefully. So put that one on. Guess I can always put on 2. Oh, the thing came out. Hopefully it didn't break the wire. When I was looking for these, I was looking for something like something old that looked old, that was LED. I was looking for anything that looked like the original ones. I couldn't find anything, nothing like that. So I was like looking at bullet stuff, you know, because the bullet stuff looks old. And so I was like, I knew about these. I already have a set, so I was like, I could probably live with that. Not really what I wanted, but I wanted the original look ones, but it's weird, I just couldn't find anything like this here. You know, I couldn't find anything like that. Old canister lights. You'd think they would be everywhere, but they used to be. Not now. Maybe Chevy taillight pickup truck. I looked. They were bigger, but the same type of thing. These are pretty small. That is like 55 through 7, if you know what those look like. Step side. Yeah, I got this one brazed up and rust treated. You know, I only have a cutting tip. I have it like a number 0, which is too small. I think you need a 1 for brazing, so it's kind of hard to braze with a cutting tip. It gets too hot, or just get it right. But I can get it done with that. It's just a little hard. I should have bought a number 1. I think it's a number 1 you use for brazing, number 2 for welding. And that's old schoolers. I don't really remember. It's been so long. And I bought a piece of remnant tubing for here, so I'll put that in. Take 2 hands to do this. I'll have you guys hang out over here for a minute. Weld this one in. See if I can get it straight. I don't know. I'm not worried about right that. Definitely need the settings adjusted here. Let's try bumping up the wire a bit. bend it straight. Let's see. How's it look? Is it straight? Let's look. I get where you guys are at. That looks a little bit crooked. Just kind of do that a little bit. I'd say that's well, the rig's down a little bit on this side. So oh yeah, too much. Maybe not. Yeah. Say that's about right. See, the whole thing's kind of crooked, so I can't go by. I'm seeing I'm going with this thing here. I guess I can get a square on there. Huh? I didn't have my carpenter square, but last time I checked, this was pretty square. This piece here. Oh yeah. I'd say it's within a quarter of an inch from top to bottom. Probably good enough. It's within that. It's maybe about an 1/8. So good enough for me. I'll weld it in. Well, I put some pretty good sized welds on there. I'll make sure that thing's not going to move. Should probably put another gusset below. I may do that later. But for now, I mean, that sucker's on there. So, anyway, that's done. I just need to take a drill bit and clean out these holes. So that'll bolt on there. It's really just these two, but I'll clean them all. Alright, so those are primered. Got these all hung up and primed here. They're just sitting there. They gotta sit there for a good hour. Soaked them pretty good to fill in some of that stuff. And if you saw, I just got all that pitted crap. It just couldn't even get a bolt to go up flush against it. So I'm gonna put big washers on, or like that. Gotta get some bolts. Don't have the bolts for those. Let's see, that one's 70. Let's see, 60 millimeter for that one. Maybe 55. And then this one's 70. It looks like it's the right one. What do you think? Yeah, it looks about right. So 70 for that. Or 60 for those. 70, 60, 55 even maybe. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Alright, I got a couple stainless bolts for it. Let me get you guys to stay still for a second. Alright. So I'm just going to tighten these up and get this thing, see if this goes together. I don't know. Is it threading? I can barely see. You guys can probably see better than me. It's getting dark. So I got this one. Seems like it's the thread on that one. So much easier when there's not paint all over all this stuff. Tighten up the bottom one. I don't know if it gets in frame, but that's what I'm doing. Try to get a lot of stainless stuff for these because that one tightened up. They're all threaded. I'm gonna go get a ratchet, and I've got this one here in stainless too. Those were broke off before, so it's the first time it's had bolts in a long time. Well, I didn't get a chance to looks like I'm lucky. I don't want to speak too quick. Change real quick, huh? Have you ever had that kind of thing happen? Oh yeah, this is gonna be easy. Oh, never say that. You'll get schooled real quick. Okay, so that one's tight. I'll touch all this stuff up after I'm done. There's a lot of little scratches and things like that. Use some blending spray cans that I got. Spray can blender. Let you guys see what I'm doing down there. Got one more. Alright, got that one. So this thing cleaned up pretty good. I mean, it's no beauty queen, that's for sure. I could have welded up all the rust holes in it, but you can see this works. I got that working. It was shut, so I don't know, maybe it was cracked open just a little bit. And we got this rattlesnake line. I think it goes with the short end over here. get it threaded. How lucky I would be on that. I have this in over here. Let me get my wrench. Alright, tighten this one up. Gotta wrench it the whole way. It'd be nice if it just it's right on my hand, but I'm not so lucky. I hope I can reach that one here. That might be a problem. So we'll just have to take it back off again. One more to tighten up here. Moving to the next location here. Oh yeah, this is where this goes. Yeah, because there's a little hold down bracket, yeah, right here. Well, if I have to take this off, I can leave that part on and just take this end off. Let's see, next one. Alright, check this out. I don't remember. Maybe one of you guys remember, so. Top or bottom? I'm gonna go with bottom. I'm just sticking to it here. I don't know. I'll find out shortly. I'm guessing bottom because this tube was replaced, and I think the water will probably collect right here, and that's probably what made it rust out. That's what I'm thinking. My guess. All right. Except for this one, my 17. Yeah, it's really starting to get dark. Gotta hold one and turn the other. It's fun stuff. A little bit off. Okay. Put the top one on. Alright, well, I can get it like this, but think I'll make it. When I get to the very end. To get it tight. Get through the hole. It's only one angle through here. You can't get the other one. I already know from when I was taking it apart. Gotta be pretty tight, I think, too. Yeah, I think I got it. That'll probably work. Alright, somebody want to hold the flashlight for me? I just got one more. Well, I got the box to put on too. Got this end to put in here. This turn clocked the right direction. See if you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can get a light. A little magnetic one. That'll work. Guess you guys can see that. Let's see. You might as well see better than me. Oh, these ones go. Sorry. It's getting harder to see. Oh no. Oh yeah. This one is loose. Loosen it. Twister. It's alright. Little scratch paint never hurt your buddy. Touch that up. As long as you don't cross the threads. Shouldn't say that, right? Might jinx it. It's weird because almost every connection it feels like crossing the threads. It's just the way they are. This one's paint on them and all that wonderful stuff. Why is this one clocked wrong? Oh, is it 180 out? Yes, it is. So if I loosen this up, and I flip this, just wonder if I got it. I don't think it matters which one's top and bottom. This one top. Just don't tighten them up all the way, I guess. See if you guys can see that. Looks like you can. if this bolt, I don't have a stainless one for it. It's too long. I think this one needs to be tighter to line up. I don't know if it lined up very good before. Let's see if this one lines up. I have to do some persuading. What's this one? One tight. That one tight. This one tight. Okay. Probably should loosen up something, but I don't know if I really want to. This is the bottom one. Yeah. Looks like that'll work. I just gotta get this one. That's the bottom one. Can't see anymore. That one's the bottom and the top, and this one's the bottom. Wow, what'd you guys do? It moves, it fits now. Did you guys move something? Somebody did. So it seems to fit now, because I left one of them on so that it would, you know, it'd be easy to figure out. All right, so this one fits there, and then this one goes here, and then this thing pushes down, and then that will line up. Okay, let me get a wrecking bar. All right, I'm getting this last one on. Everything lines up. Must have done something right. Now I just gotta get this bolt. Ooh. That sucker's far off. I think I'll tackle that another day. I just gotta get this bolt in here, but it's gonna be a bit hard to do right now. So maybe I'll just call this good. At least the rainwater's not gonna leak in here. I just don't want to forget tighten all this stuff and have this thing on the truck not be able to get to it. Just can't really recheck them all. I'll check what I can, but that was it, guys. So I'm just gonna call it good here. Got most of this assembled. I got this thing on. I don't know if you can see. Let me get the light. You guys can see I got that on and painted, so that's kind of cool. For the wires, they go up, and then I gotta figure out these wires that go across here. They had a tube they were in too. I don't know where it was. Where it was mounted, I don't know, so I'll figure that out. Figure out something cool. I don't know if I'll run it the same place. Maybe I'll just put a tube right on top. No, I can't put it on there because look, I got that thing in the way. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it, and at least you got to see the end of this portion of the video series on this. And we'll just move on to the next one. Move on to something else for just a little while. Then we're going to come back to this here. I really want to get this done. I really, for sure, by summer, So that's the plan. I hope I can do it. That's a lot because I have a lot of other things to do. So that'll be, I'm trying to get it to Octo in June. And that's a stretch, really, for all that needs to be done. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe.